Let me explain this the same way I would to someone standing in my workshop on a hot day, clearly frustrated. Your car's air conditioning system is not just a fan with cold air inside it. It's a closed system with pressure, sensors, valves, electronics, and moving parts. When everything works together, you get nice cold air. When one part fails, the whole system starts acting strange. The good news is this: most AC problems follow predictable patterns. If you understand what each part does, the symptoms start to make sense, and the fix becomes much less scary. Let's go through the 9 most common reasons your car AC isn't blowing cold air, what's actually happening, and what usually fixes it. It's the Car Problems YouTube channel. Subscribe, and let's get started. Empty AC system. This is the most common issue I see by far. Your AC system relies on refrigerant to carry heat out of the cabin. If the system is empty or very low, there's simply nothing to cool the air. The fan will still blow, but the air will feel warm or only slightly cool. An AC system does not use up refrigerant. If it's empty, that means there is a leak somewhere. It could be a small leak that took years to empty the system, or a larger one that drained it quickly. How to fix it properly means finding the leak first. Just refilling refrigerant without repairing the leak is a temporary bandage. A proper repair includes leak detection, fixing the faulty component or seal, and then recharging the system with the correct amount of refrigerant. Faulty AC compressor clutch. The compressor clutch is what physically connects the compressor to the engine. When you turn the AC on, the clutch should click and spin with the engine. If it doesn't engage, the compressor never compresses refrigerant, and you get warm air. A failing clutch can slip, engage intermittently, or stop working entirely. You may hear clicking noises, squealing, or notice the AC works sometimes and not others. Depending on the design, you may be able to replace just the clutch. In many modern cars, however, the clutch is part of the compressor assembly, meaning the whole compressor needs replacement. Faulty AC pressure switch. The AC pressure switch is a safety guard for the system. It monitors refrigerant pressure and tells the system when it's safe to run the compressor. If pressure is too low or too high, the switch shuts the compressor off to prevent damage. When this switch fails, it can falsely report unsafe pressure even when everything is fine. The result is an AC system that never engages, even though it looks normal from the outside. The fix is usually straightforward. A scan tool or pressure gauges will confirm the problem, and replacing the faulty pressure switch restores normal operation. In many cars, this is a relatively inexpensive repair. Faulty AC compressor. The compressor is the heart of the AC system. If it fails internally, the system may still turn on, but it won't build the pressure needed to cool the air. Sometimes compressors seize completely. Other times they wear out gradually and lose efficiency. Common signs include loud noises, metal debris in the system, or an AC that gets slightly cool, but never truly cold. Fixing a failed compressor usually means replacing it and flushing the system to remove debris. Skipping the flush is a common mistake and often leads to repeat failures. Damaged AC condenser. The condenser sits at the front of the car, usually in front of the radiator. Its job is to release heat from the refrigerant. If it's damaged, blocked, or leaking, heat can't escape properly, and cooling performance drops dramatically. Road debris, stones, insects, and corrosion can all damage the condenser. Even bent fins can reduce airflow enough to affect cooling. The fix is replacement if the condenser is leaking or severely damaged. In some cases, gentle cleaning can restore airflow, but structural damage usually means replacement. Damaged condenser fan. The condenser fan pulls air through the condenser, especially when the car is stopped or moving slowly. If this fan isn't working, the AC may feel cold while driving, but warm at idle or in traffic. This is a classic symptom. The fan can fail due to a bad motor, relay, wiring issue, or temperature sensor problem. Fixing this usually involves diagnosing the electrical circuit and replacing the faulty component. Once the fan works again, AC performance often returns immediately. Clogged cabin filter. This one surprises a lot of people because it's so simple. The cabin air filter cleans the air before it enters the interior. When it's clogged, airflow drops significantly. The AC may still be cold, but you barely feel it. Many drivers mistake weak airflow for a cooling problem when the real issue is air volume. Replacing the cabin filter is cheap, quick, and often instantly improves AC performance. It's one of the first things I check. Faulty blend door actuator. Inside the dashboard, blend doors control how much hot or cold air enters the cabin. If the blend door actuator fails, the system may be stuck blowing hot air even when the AC is working perfectly. This problem is common in vehicles with electronic climate control. You may hear clicking noises behind the dashboard or notice temperature changes that don't match your settings. Fixing this requires replacing the faulty actuator and sometimes recalibrating the climate control system. It's not always fun to access, but it's a very real and common cause of warm air. Air conditioning control unit. The control unit is the brain that tells everything else what to do. If it fails, signals don't reach the compressor, fans, or actuators correctly. The system may behave randomly, ignore commands, or stop working entirely. This is less common than mechanical failures, but it does happen, especially in older vehicles or cars with water damage inside the cabin. Fixing this involves diagnostics, software checks, and sometimes replacing or reprogramming the control module. Final advice from a mechanic. When a car AC stops blowing cold air, it's rarely a mystery. The system follows logic, pressure, and signals. If you approach it step by step instead of guessing, the fix becomes much cheaper and faster. My advice is simple. Don't just refill refrigerant and hope for the best. Diagnose the system properly. Fix the root cause. Your comfort, your wallet, and your sanity will thank you. AC problems are annoying, but with the right approach, they're very fixable.